Oh, hello. We have Nikki and Jackie and Jane, and we are your hosts slash curators for the Community Nurse Champions for Justice. We want to share with you a little bit about who we are and what each of us bring so that you can get to know us a little more. Nurse Champions for Justice is an intentional community of nurses where we deeply immerse ourselves in the brave and heartfelt and evidence-informed work of healing racism. We are all nurses and we are all about healing. Jackie, how about if you let us know a little bit about you?
Okay, it's Jackie Levin. My pronouns are she and they. I'm a white bodied person of Eastern European Jewish descent. And I like to just mention my female lineage. I'm a daughter of Rosalind Dorfman Levin. I'm the granddaughter of Helen and Rivka and the great granddaughter of Cecilia. And I live on the land of the Sklallam and Chimacum people in the Pacific Northwest who walked and lived here for more than 15,000 years. Um, I want us to say that I am an introvert and who loves people. And in this community of Nurse Champions for Justice, I notice that my quiet nature is embraced, that my inner world is as valued as anything I might bring to the outer world, and that there's just not one way that we are fighting the internal white supremacy culture within me and how I show up in the world to do that as well. Nikki, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, and I am Nikki Akbar, and I make up this beautiful triad of wonderful, brave nurses. And I have been doing the work around diversity, equity, and inclusion for about 5 years now. But living as a Black woman in America has given me almost all the experience that I need to really feel like I can enter this work in a way that can be informative and helpful and loving. And that is the real point of this work. I am a cisgender woman. My pronouns are she and her. I'm also a mom and a wife, a sister, a neighbor. I am many different things. And all of the components of who I am are embraced in this community. And I'm really thankful to have a place and have a space where I can show up authentically with all of the emotions and the feelings that come with facing racism, whether it be internalized or external, every single day, and have a space where folks really do lift me and receive me. So I am thankful to be here with you today as well. And I'll pass it back over to you, Jane.
I'm Jane Peterson, and my pronouns are she and her. I'm a cisgendered woman. I live on the stolen lands of the Sklallam and Suquamish tribal people. Um, and I offer to this community really just a love and a passion for all things body based knowing, for somatic intelligence. I bring a lot of kind of body based resources and tools, that are trauma informed to help us sort of unpack and get to know kind of our basic nervous system responses to all things othering. We're basically hardwired to other, and we have all kinds of behaviors and actions that come up from that. And certainly we've all been socialized in the white supremacy culture, um, that we need to be superior versus inferior, that to have a sense of self, we need to have some sort of domination or dominion over other things. And so I really bring a body based knowing of how to notice that, how to begin to live in our bodies more and unpack that. And what I love about the Nurse Champions for Justice community is that we really have a sense of, we're really dismantling white supremacy culture in the way that we immerse ourselves and work and play together and explore. So we really value honesty and self reflection, vulnerability. We really witness each other without judgment. There's no place for shame or blaming or guilt in this forum. We're really about exploring and healing and there's like a lusciousness and a spaciousness to the experiences. It's not always comfortable, but we practice and learn skills to stay in our body, to lean into conversations, to notice when we're getting defensive or we're, dissociating or constricting, isolating. And we get to do this all without a sense of urgency, without a sense of perfectionism, with any of the, as I named before, the white supremacy culture's, stuff of shame and judgment and perfectionism and urgency and take control. That's just not in this space. It's very lush and wonderful. So um, I love our community, and it's been deeply healing for me in this last year, deeply liberating. I do fundamentally believe that the healing of racism starts in our bodies. It's not something that we can think away. We have to unpack it in our bodies. We've been socialized over many generations to be this way, and we have to unpack it in our bodies. Thanks. I'm going to pass off to Nikki. I see her mouth moving. She's ready to.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Jane. And what I will say I love about this community is we are about collective action. So we are about empowerment of each individual nurse to do their personal work and then to move that work forward into their respective communities, whether that be hospital-based care, community-based care, or wherever it might be. So as a member of this organization, you are working with people who are looking at things from a space that is community based and informative and even systems level approaches, which is the part that I think so oftentimes we don't know how to navigate. So we want to help you to navigate those spaces. So when you have questions about how to approach your boss or how to approach the system with something going on, you have a community that has all kinds of resources and all kinds of opportunities and ways to share with you. And we really do want to share with one another, and we want to strengthen one another and elevate each other. And that's what happens in this community. And I think that part is so critical, because again, so oftentimes we're working in spaces where we feel alone. You're not alone here. You are in a group of people who are sharing in the transformative power of really looking at practices that are about anti-racism. So I love that about this community. And I think that as a member of this community, you will be so happy to find a place where you have resources that are right there with you. It's not just a webinar and then you're finished and you don't know what to do. You have a place where you can unpack what you're thinking and feeling, and then further to really find collective action towards those things that you want to do. So that's the part that I love about this. It's not just talk. We are about doing some really incredible and powerful work. And I'll pass it over to you, Jackie.
Thanks. Yeah, tagging off of that, Nikki, one of the things that I've noticed in the past year is finding people in my workplace that are as passionate about anti-racism work as I am, and that we find each other in the hallway. We take walks together. We are identifying the oppressive systems that we're working in, and we think about how do we address those systems. How do we get our voices out there, be braver? And together we're doing that. And we're working as a group of leaders across the organization, reading a book on leadership. And we have a space where we can type in suggestions. And mine are, why are we not reading and doing the workbook of Me and White Supremacy? Why are we not reading Resma Medican? Why are we not, using people who are talking about anti-racism as a lens for our leadership? So it's this group that helped me have that braver voice, as well as the resources and the way to do it in a loving and intentional, compassionate way. Anything else for someone to
Well, I
share
just
next?
wanted to say that we are the Nurse Champions for Justice, and we would love for you to join us in this work that we're doing. We would love for you to share your vision and your thoughts, your struggles, your challenges, and just be a part of a movement that's actually happening, especially around nursing, to really heighten our understanding and appreciation for the value of all of us and all of our collective experiences. And I think that for me, again, I love the way that I'm embraced here. I love the way that I'm held in the light here. And this is with many white bodied nurses. And that's not something that I often feel in other communities. So that's special to me and that's valuable to me. So I definitely invite our Black and Brown nurses here as well. It's a wonderful space to really land in, and it's a wonderful space to really feel connected and supported as well.
Yes, we are Nurse Champions for Justice, and we are a healing space.
Thank you.